My name's Steve Riddell, and I've got extra time on that.
9.5 minutes.
9.5 minutes. So I can take some questions.
So I have a question. Maybe you'd like to tell the group what happened to your Republican opponent the last time? I mean, he's in power, but
You know, as a constituent, I'm so relieved that he's no longer going to be my representative, no matter what happens. But as a candidate, I'm kind of like, are you sure you have to quit? Because it was so much fun to run against. So last time we got within 2.5 percentage points of Mr. Jonathan Stickland, who everybody said, you know, don't bother Steve, there's no way you could actually win this race. I think it's cute that you're running, but you know you're not even going to get close, right? We got within 2.5 percentage points of Mr. Stickland. It was in fact the second biggest leftward move of the House district from cycle to cycle in the state of Texas. It sounds like Michael and I rehearsed this question, but we totally So it was the second biggest leftward move of any House district in the state. First biggest was Julie Johnson beating Matt Rinaldi in 115. So we were number 2. We moved from 39% up to 47.5%, which is a big deal. That never happens. And everybody came back to me afterwards like, what did you do? I was like, well, do you have 45 minutes? I can tell you. But so Mr. Stickland apparently decided that God did not have it in his plan for him to continue to run after that. Have some theories, and I've heard some rumors about what actually happened, but I think that since I don't know for certain, I'm just going to take credit for doing it.
So you brought up child care,
Yep.
and I'm curious, are you thinking about maybe doing more universal child care? My daughter, she goes to Cannon Elementary, which we're really lucky, it's a STEM school in the area, but the way that it currently works is that they do have a preschool program, and I was fortunate enough to be poor enough for it,
Nice.
but I would have to, yeah, I know, right? But I would of course have to take off work
Right.
because it was only from like 8 to noon, and like that would be so lovely if I had a nanny. Like a lot of my good friends that are also in the district that, you know, maybe have a nanny to pick them up at noon.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm interested in where you are as far as rolling that out just like universally, because I tend to believe that if you leave it to just like the poor kids, then they start getting restricted out of it, right? Like that gets cuts. But if it's open to everybody, then that brings everybody in. Everyone has a stake in it. And I do think that, like you mentioned, studies show that children do so much better. And especially for me as like just a poor person, I know how hard it is to be competitive for my kids, right? Like I need her to get these scholarships. I need her to do her best, and she's really bright, and so like she's lucky, like so much luckier than most. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, so where are you as far as just universally? Like, or are we still going to means test it based on income?
I'd love to make it universal, honestly, because as you say, the data supports the fact that if a child has a little bit of an extra runway, so in education, the key grade is 2nd grade. If a child isn't ready to read and read with comprehension by 2nd grade, the rest of the educational experience is pretty much wasted. Because they can never, because after 2nd grade, you're reading to comprehend, and that's what you're being tested on. If you can't read to comprehend by 2nd grade, it's just not going to happen. So we have shown that the places where it's most needed is in economically disadvantaged communities, but I would like to have that available to everyone. There are ways for us to acquire the funding necessary to do so. In the last session, they proposed early childhood education in a whole bunch of school districts were saying, oh, no, we're not ready, please don't force this on us. But I think that we can take a comprehensive approach and move it in that direction. It's not going to happen in the first 2 years that I'm in office, but we're going to definitely work towards that, because I think that if we have that available for the parents that want it, and they want to be competitive, and their kids can take advantage of that and become the great future of Texas, then I see no reason not to. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.